one of the leading principalities that existed in Lebanon. Of course, it's pre-Islamic, and it comes from the Hadramaut. The original family comes from the Hadramaut, which is today in the Yemen, and migrated over the years and established themselves first in Damascus and became a leading principality. But over the years, because of the different interactions with empires, whether it was the Abbasids or the Ottomans, they eventually settled down in the mountains of Lebanon and the Ghassanid region. Now, what's interesting about them, they were not the only ones, but they are one of the principal groups that essentially found refuge in the mountains of Lebanon. Now, let me backtrack a little bit, because I think most people will probably not know the details about the history of this country. Lebanon, as a geographic entity, is very tiny, less than 10,000 square kilometers, a little more than 10,000 square kilometers, but it is much bigger than its geographical size because of its mountainous regions. And throughout history, various leading families found refuge in certain areas. The Ghassanids, for example, established in the Zgharta area, they were a principality, which means they were not under the control of one of the empires. They were relatively independent. And for a long period of time, they did not have to pay financial sums of money in order to secure their freedom. They could interact independently from the empires under which they lived until the 1700s, where in fact the Ottomans exercised absolute power over most of Lebanon and had most of the leaders arrested, including several of the Ghassanid families, expelled a number of them, discouraged others to stay in the country, which is why a number of them left to Europe and the Americas, and eventually lost most of their holdings. What they did not lose, however, was the dream of re-establishing the principalities to come back and claim what rightfully is supposed to be theirs.
Many people don't know the history of our family, even in Lebanon. Why? Because, as Sir Winston Churchill wisely said, history is written by the victors. And by choosing to remain Christian and independent, we lost all of our lands, our kingdoms and principalities.